You're tuned into All Too Real 2. Be sure to subscribe, download, share the show with a friend, and stop by all2real2.com for our social links, Patreon, and TeePublic store info.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame. Don't put your friends in a shed and just make them stay there and watch TV all day and give them a bunch of unhealthy snack food while you make new friends and you spend all your time with them, but then you neglect your actual friend who's the reason why you have new friends to begin with, Encarta.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, and so thank you for listening to All Too Real 2.
You're welcome. What you think about them?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about this movie, do we?
No, we don't do it at length. We can do a little bit.
Joking.
I don't want to talk about it at length.
So today, folks, Sesame picked a movie.
Sure did.
Yes, I'm blaming him. Entitled Gooby. Yeah, it came out in 2009. It's a Canadian PG film. An hour and 35 minutes of bliss. Or bliss. The Internet Movie Database logline for this movie is 11-year-old Willy's childhood toy Gooby comes to life as a real live 6-foot-tall monster who helps Willy through rough times with hair-raising and hilarious adventures.
Really? I wouldn't say that's okay. Whatever.
Yeah, I shaved my head, so I didn't really have any hair raising, but
they got arm hair. You can do that.
Yeah, it stayed put too.
There you go.
Yeah, and I don't think I really laughed.
No, not. I did laugh one time, but it had nothing to do with Gooby. It was actually a different character talking. Then, yeah.
Before we get the credits here, little trivia here.
All right, trivia.
Guess the budget of this movie.
Oh, like $3 million, something like that.
$6.5 million.
Oh boy! Wow.
Guess what the theater box office for this was?
I'm gonna go with maybe 100,000, something like that.
$3,234.
Oh my God! Wow.
I made more than that in one night of the premiere of Pi Day Die Day, a movie I directed years ago that cost me like $7,000 to make.
Crazy. Yeah.
I know I made more than that in that night because I know the movie's profitable and
oh yeah, man.
And the cost of the movie was like just twice as much as what they brought in.
That's insane. It just proves just because you have a big budget, doesn't mean that it's going to be any good or that's going to make you any money or whatever. This movie wasn't one of those things where it was like, a flop, but that it was really great. Like, no, this movie is a flop because it was terrible.
Yes.
The guy, the Gooby, is basically like, he looks like a bear. This costume looks like it costs like $100 to make, and you tell me it's a $6 million budget, and they like make this like Goodwill type costume.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's more than that. So this movie was written, directed, and produced by Wilson Conybeare.
Okay.
Conybeare.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's Conebeare. So maybe Beret. I don't know, but he's Canadian, so who knows how they named there.
Yeah, these Canadians name your shit. No. Wow.
So this guy has written a movie called American Hangman, Gooby, Monster Warriors, wrote for Kratz Creatures, wrote an episode or 2 episodes of My Secret Identity, and though there's a TV series of War of the Worlds that was out in the 1990 that he worked on. That's just some random things. As a director, pretty much the same.
Hey, I mean, if he makes a living from it, that's
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
So, this movie, if you want to call it that,
For want of a better word,
stars Robbie Coltrane, aka Hagrid from the Harry Potter films, as the voice of Gooby. David James Elliott from the TV show Jag, aka the show that NCIS is a spinoff of.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He was the star of it, David James Elliott, as Jack Dandridge. Ingrid Cavillars as Elise Dandridge.
I've seen your stuff too.
Yeah, Eugene, I'm not sure how they got him in this movie, Levy.
Oh my God, that was what I really want to talk about. I mean, that was embarrassing almost a little bit.
Yeah. I know, as Mr. Nerdlinger.
I mean, to be fair, this was before Schitt's Creek and stuff, where his career wasn't kind of taken out a little bit, but still.
But this was post American Pie.
Yeah, so but he still did some of the shitty direct home.
Well, and the thing is, it's a Canadian movie. He's Canadian, and yeah.
Maybe he did a freebie for them. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. You got Matthew Knight as Willy. Derek Scott as the body of Gooby, the man in the suit.
That's great.
Paula Boudreau as Mrs. Deacon, and then other people.
My question is, why couldn't they have just got the Coltrane guy to, because he's a pretty big dude himself. That would kind of make more sense to have him in the costume as well.
See, I'm not sure. Like, part of me wonders if they filmed the movie and didn't know who was voicing it, because I'm assuming probably the dude in the suit, because Derek Scott has actually acted in a lot of things too. Maybe he did the voice on the set and then they replaced it later, a la like Darth Vader and Star Wars sort of thing. Yeah. Because, like, you know, David Prowse, who was in the suit of Darth Vader, thought that his voice was going to be used. And,
right. That was
and then they replaced him with James Earl Jones. So I wonder if it was a similar situation.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he was so bitter.
Or it could just be, the thing is, because in a lot of times, you know, maybe there was some, like, I mean, some kind of, you needed somebody with like a limber body and stuff. I mean, because Derek Scott looks like a skinnier, smaller guy. So I'm sure that a lot of the costume is just padding on top of it and stuff. So it could be that maybe you needed somebody, maybe he's a dancer or something, you know, need somebody with some kind of mobility skills, you know, and plus Robbie Coltrane towards the end of his life couldn't really walk that well too. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that he is dead, right? His life. Yeah, he died in 2022. I thought he had died. I was just making sure. I was like, I hope I'm not killing him off before he died, but he is dead. So
I remember seeing an article from like the Mirror, like, you know, some UK rag or whatever,
Yeah, it's like the National Enquirer of.
It's like I'm a cripple. I'm like, I don't think he said that word. If he did, then that's you don't quote it that way.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Good time. Was he in a bunch of other stuff too? I mean, I know he was in a bunch of stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, he was like starred for years from 93 to 2006 in a critically acclaimed television series called Cracker, which was like like he played like a psychiatrist on that. He was in The World Is Not Enough. Not Harry Potter. I mean James Bond TV show. He was in a miniseries called National Treasure. Was one of the last things, but it's not associated with the Nicolas Cage National Treasure.
Right.
Did voices in the movie Brave. He was in a Kate Bush music video in 2011.
Okay, that's cool.
He was on Frasier. He had a role on there for an episode or two. He was in the movie Van Helsing. He was he's in the movie Buddy. A lot of things. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he did from like 1979 until he passed away. So yeah, it's in a lot of things. He's in Flash Gordon back in the day. He's got like 116 credits on IMDb. So yeah.
Wow.
Acting credits.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's
yeah. I mean, there are people that have a lot more, but still.
It's fine. I mean, not like a contest of like how many you've been in or whatever.
No, what I'm saying is that that's still a lot though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Anyways, thoughts.
My thoughts. Well, where do I begin? For one thing, now I've said this a few times and I've meant it every single time, but there's something to say about movies that it almost seems intentional where they pick the most inappropriate music to accompany what's going on screen.
Yes.
And this is one of those movies, probably the weirdest one I've ever seen, where it's like I'm starting to wonder, did they just like buy like a list of songs? Like, oh, here's a package, you get 8 songs. They're like, oh, I guess we got to figure out where to put these in the movies because like none of it makes sense for what's going on in the movie.
Yeah,
it's like romantic love songs type of, but then it's like just him and the bear like running around the grocery store trying to escape the security guards or something like that. What?
Yeah, it's like 2 of the songs were written by the same person, and Mark Lalama wrote Over and Over and A Little Bit Closer.
And no one thought that was maybe a little bit inappropriate.
He co-wrote the song All the Love in the World. So 3 out of the 5 songs they have listed on IMDb from the soundtrack.
The hell? I mean, they're not bad songs. I mean, they're not, like played. They're not great songs, but they're not, they're not bad songs, but just like within the movie itself.
Yeah, they just don't go in this movie. And I mean, there was some times where they're like playing a sad song to try to make you sad, but that doesn't.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But still, it's like not the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So there's that. Other thoughts. Costume looks very cheap.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if the costume really necessarily looks cheap. It's just because I'm guessing a lot of the money went into the costume. It's just not like, it's not good quality.
Yeah.
It's not really cheap looking though. It's more of it's not quite as good of like, I don't know, I could compare it to like from 20 some years before the turtle suits in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something were done a lot better than this. So.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, those thoughts, sure. The plot itself, it seemed like it took forever for the movie to even start getting going. Yeah. Because the whole point of the movie is that he's really afraid. He's got like a very active, overactive imagination for the psychiatrist, both parents. And he he thinks like there's always something to get him, like some monster. What was the monster called? Boonies, something like that. I forgot the name of the.
I think Hoonies or Hoonies.
Hoonies. Yeah. And so, and his only safe spot in the entire world was his bedroom. But now his parents are moving to a more expensive, bigger house, and so he feels that he's exposed, doesn't have a safe room anymore. So, and he starts imagining things. He has like this little like medallion type thing. Oh yeah, by the way, so like his mom, right before they left, she's trying to force him to hurry up and pack up, and so she gives him like a old toy that he used to play with when he was like 4, and he throws it against the wall because it's like, I'm too old for that, even though you're quite literally 4-year-old and being afraid of everything. But now suddenly the teddy bear's you're too old for the teddy bear now. Okay.
And I want to say something too. He's like freaking out that she's making him pack the stuff to take with him to the new house. He's making him throw it away or anything.
No,
it's like, okay,
all you're doing is packing up to go to, yeah. And so there's that dumb plot point, and then he's got like this little medallion thing or something like that, and he wishes for someone to help him. And then, lo and behold, that brings Gooby to life.
Yeah.
But my question to you, Mike, is did Gooby do a single thing in this movie to help Willy or to hinder Willy? I think that's the philosophical question we need to ask ourselves. So,
I'm going with Willy would have been better off without Gooby.
I think so too.
The main thing is the only thing he really did was make him closer to his dad, but had to have tragic events happen for that to happen in the movie for that closeness to occur. So yeah, it's
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen until like the end of the movie anyway. So
so basically, what this movie is teaching kids is that parents suck. Which these parents did, honestly. It's the typical trope of it's the dad obsessed with work, and then it's like, no, wait, we've got 2 parents obsessed with work.
And it's all about it's the whole thing too of like, we just want them to have a better life or whatever. And it's like a bigger house. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I like space. I have been in some houses that are pretty big, and I will that the open space does make me feel kind of comfortable. But would I sacrifice like my entire life just so I can have some extra room? No, because that's the other thing too. Is like if they're constantly working all the time, that means that they're hardly spending any time at home.
Oh yeah,
so what's all for it's like you can spend more time outside of the house. Then why do you need like a big house? Like you're just wasting money at that point. Like,
and I mean, but sadly in this world nowadays, you actually need to work a lot just to have
a small house. Yeah.
Yeah. Or have a small 1-bedroom or no bedroom apartment. And, like I have, but,
this was
I don't have to work a lot. I barely work, honestly. I'm sorry. I mean, I work 5 days a week, but I only work part-time. So,
I mean,
and I still live.
Yeah, who cares? It's like,
but
plus too, with the less you make, though, you're more able to budget more.
Yeah,
the more money people make, the more they start spending the money anyway. So they're not really.
Yeah,
I mean, but most people act that way. I think.
Well, I just got lucky with a really good landlord.
Yeah, no, totally. Speaking of which, my brother's landlord seemed to suck pretty big. So
most of them do.
Yeah, he's always having problems with his water. Lately, his water has been shut down like 3 times the past 3 days, and they send someone each day to quote fix the problem, and it only works for like 6 hours, and then now the problem's right back to how it was, or even worse than when it was. Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, my landlord basically remodeled my whole bathroom. So. But I mean, to be fair, there was mold growing on my wall, but that was just because whoever built the bathroom fucked up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyways, this movie,
is a movie, apparently.
It made me miss Larry the Cable Guy. But
Yeah.
so basically this movie is Drop Dead Fred, Ted, Ozzy Bear,
all rolled into one movie.
all put into a blender, but after you've like squeezed out all of the good stuff from any of those.
Yeah, all the good stuff's gone. Sorry.
You want the husk of all those things. It'd be like I don't know, you're trying to make some guacamole, but you just take the hard little part of the in the middle. I don't eat guacamole, so let's
talk about the
little like stone thing, and you put that in your blender.
Yeah.
You take away all the good stuff. Yes. And then you just break your blender one in the process.
Then you're done, right?
Yeah.
Job done now. So
and then it shoots out this movie.
Yeah.
Shits out of Gooby. It's not that calling all of my poop in the future. It's all called Gooby.
That sounds kind of like Gooby, man. Like a nasty sound to it. Oh, I gotta take a Gooby, bro. I don't know, man. I don't like this movie. And
where's the men's room? I got to take a Gooby.
Yeah, man. But like, what else happens? I'm blanking on the actual plot. Is it even a plot? I mean, like, I know at one point there's just scenes. That's where there's on those movies. It's just scenes. It's hard to like actually say what's going on in it.
There's scenes, and then there's characters who just disappear. Anyway,
It's one of those things. And so like, I'm having a hard time putting the context together because of that. I know there was one scene though where he makes these new friends, and he's like, there's this one scene where he's out playing soccer, I guess presumably at gym or something like that, or recess or whatever. And then in his mind, he thinks, oh no, someone kicked a soccer ball. It's going to land on my friend's head. I'm going to react in such a way as though a grenade's about to fall on him, and I'm going to sacrifice my life for my new friend. It's a soccer ball.
But in the process, his friend still got hit in the head.
He's the one that got hit in the head. So he ducked for no reason, apparently. Why would you do this? I mean, that's my question. Like, these new friends, they're all okay. That's the other thing. So I'm starting to put some stuff together. So he's only friends with these new friends because Gooby went with him on Halloween to see a movie because Willy's like, well, this is perfect. It's Halloween. No one's going to think it's weird seeing this weird teddy bear thing walking around. Awesome. Let's go see a movie.
You want to point one thing out, though. Okay, so he says, why is everybody dressed up and stuff like that? Gooby asks him. And he says, because it's October 31st. So my thing is Gooby was a fucking teddy bear.
Yeah.
And he's asking the question. They never say the word Halloween in this movie.
No.
He just says October 31st. And my thing is does Gooby even understand what dates are on a calendar?
No, I don't think he does. I don't think so.
Why would telling him it's October 31st mean shit to him? That's like, oh, it's June 5th. Like, what does that care?
Yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't mean anything. It's just stupid. And and so he obviously he messes with one of Billy's bullies, makes him pee his pants, blah blah blah. The whole thing. And that whole trope, you know how it is. And then so the other kids see that because they're kind of like, they're not really like bullies necessarily, but they're kind of like on the edge of like accepting him. Like,
they're just like cool kids because there is a bully in the movie too. So
there is a bully. They're not the bully, but they're kind of like, they don't really want to include him. I don't know why I was doing that coughing. They don't really want to include him necessarily for reasons because popularity, blah blah.
He's the new kid.
He's a new kid, yeah. All that jazz. You know how it is. You know how it is. Maybe not. I don't know. I was a new kid at one point when I had to go to a different school for so-called learning disability or not learning disability, but more of like which is funny because I end up having like a higher reading level than like all of my peers within like a year. Yeah. So it's kind of funny that I got sent there because of that. And then I was the one that was like overseeing other people, like actually helping them, like tutoring them how to read. And I didn't have Gooby to help me out either. It was just me. So I pat myself on the back there.
You didn't have a Gooby?
No Gooby, unfortunately.
I did.
Well, that's cool.
He lived in my toilet, but
there we go. That's what we call a callback in the comedy. Gotta do it in threes. Yeah.
I'll bring it back.
Yeah, I can bring it back. Anyway, what the hell happens now?
So basically, okay, so he ends up like leaving Gooby alone a lot because he's a bad friend. Gooby ends up having to listen. Yeah, it doesn't teach him to be a good friend by any means. He just leaves Gooby in a shed with, like we were saying earlier, in a shed with like yummy marshmallow cookies, and
he just leaves him with supplies to help him deal with the depression.
Old black and white TV that was like even old in 2008 or 9 when this was made, but it's like
old TV that doesn't even work hardly anymore. And he's like, here, go watch these shitty shows. It
literally looks like the TV I had when I was a kid, and I grew up in the 80s. So it's like,
it's just like, this is 2009. So what the hell? We have one of those.
It was black and white. So, I think. He's left alone, and he does all these different things, and then so that Halloween day, they go out to have fun at this movie or whatever, and the bully's there, this redheaded bully, which of course they have to make him like why are bullies in movies always like heavier set redheaded kids?
Exactly. See, that's an interesting thing right there. We can totally get into that. And
it's like my cousin was a heavier set redheaded kid, and he was like the nicest person in the world. But anyways,
you think they would be the ones to beat both most, actually, not the other way around, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, the whole thing with the red. I don't know why we have this weird thing with people with red hair. Like, I don't know where this prejudice.
Supposedly, gingers
probably an Irish thing, maybe because the anti-Irish prejudice, maybe stuff like that. Could be that,
But anyways,
child, whatever, like.
But they're at this theater, and the bully's messing with them, and so Gooby comes over to save him, and his face turns into this like scary, like right out of a fucking horror film.
That was so out of place too. That was such a weird thing about it.
And the kid literally pisses himself.
It's a good job. That's what now we're teaching.
So we're bullying a kid.
Yeah.
Wait. So and he's pretending to be the dad of this. So I mean, in a real world, I think
there would have been some
child services would be on the dad, but
would have been pushed away. Unless it's America, then
also to be cool to the cool kids who are trying to sneak into an R-rated movie, Gooby buys the kids tickets to this R-rated movie.
Yeah, and pretends to be the father of Willy.
Yeah, so I mean,
he's scared, more terrified than everyone else is because.
So this is just basically teaching any of the kids that watch this movie that it's okay to go to an R-rated movie if a strange adult who is not your father buys you tickets to it.
So that's not good. That's pretty much promoting trafficking right there. So
this whole movie is just a setup for kids to be trafficked. But
I mean, if you think about it too, parents aren't paying attention to the kid. Check. Offer to be a friend. Check. Offer to do weird shit like let's go see a rated R movie. Check. Let's have secret meeting places. Check. But one of the things I liked about this movie was Eugene Levy, he plays a teacher. This guy.
It's Levy. Levy.
Eugene Levy. He's so bitter because he's written some books himself, but nobody has heard of the books, and so he's basically saying that like the guy who wrote Moby Dick's not even like a talented guy.
When he was saying it about Hans Christian Andersen, who wrote was that who it is? Or no, Lewis Carroll, who wrote Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
He's like, his one book. And it's like, we're discussing his purported gene.
Yeah, which...
So he's like, I'm not famous. Not like, he's like, literally, that's all he talks about in class, these kids. Like, what kind of school is this where you have a teacher who was just like ranting about not being famous and wanting to be famous to a bunch of kids?
Yeah.
What? Why?
But I mean, basically, though, we can talk about the whole like pedophilia with Lewis Carroll, but that's another story.
Wait, what? Wait, seriously?
There's speculation of sexual conduct.
I have no idea.
Wow. He would photograph Beatrice Hatch.
No.
Naked.
Who's that? I mean, who is that?
When she was a child.
Who was that?
She was an English muse of Lewis Carroll.
Okay.
She was one of the select few children that he photographed naked, therefore making Hatch the subject of much contemporary study and speculation. I think she might have been like, he also had like a niece named Alice, and I think her and Beatrice were like kind of the basis for Alice and Alice in Wonderland. Because there's also speculation that he wanted to marry Alice Lowell, who was 11 years old.
It's so weird because I was watching a show a few years back called The Magicians.
Yeah.
And one of there's now it makes sense because there's like this writer this guy's obsessed with, and he wrote about this magical place called Fillory. It pretty much is like almost like exactly like Alice in Wonderland. But then later on in the show, you find out that the author basically did the exact same things, taking photographs. So it's pretty much probably an exact one-to-one comparison to this guy. But in that story, the guy actually ends up becoming enslaved by one of the kids that used to photograph inside Fillory. Sorry if I'm ruining the show for you, but like,
I don't know if I plan to watch it. But yeah, still,
the books. I read the first book. It's a lot different than I kind of like the show better than the book, to be honest. But yeah, that's fucked up though. So he's talking. But hey, that goes in line with what you're saying about trafficking. You know, let's bring in this author that may have done this, so we're gonna slip that into the sort of like the culture of this movie. Plus, like I said before, we got the horny cinematic universe that's probably related to this somehow.
So I'm watching the trailer. It's playing on IMDb as I have it open.
Okay.
And so Dove.org, they're like a faith and family focused review of media.
I know now.
Yeah, it's they'll basically like you can get like the Dove seal of approval basically for your like kids movies and shit, Christian movies and all this stuff. Yeah. Anyways, they say that it's I think they said fun for the whole family.
No, that
and gave it like 4 doves or whatever their rating is. So it's like,
no, I mean it makes sense. If they like these Christians, it's not just Christians. It's any religious person. It's people who are like super super religious who vet like what you're allowed to watch. It's almost always going to be like a terrible movie or show that's like not funny at all, or it's not entertaining at all because they don't know how to have fun outside of.
They do like approvals and like not approved and approved for different movies.
Yeah.
Like usually kids movies and stuff, but there's like they didn't approve for some reason the I don't know why, like the movie Marshall about Thurgood Marshall.
Probably because it was a black guy probably, right? And so
that's what I'm guessing, but I think it's
can't have that.
Yeah, it's probably because the movie's not rated for kids, so that's why it's not approved. I'm not gonna say it has anything to do with the race.
You know what though?
Yeah,
maybe not, probably not. But the Mormons actually have they're way advanced. They got an app, or they got some kind of a thing that actually automatically removes like quote inappropriate things.
Oh, that's
you can just watch it without having to worry about like all that crap. But
Angel Studios used to do that.
Is that what it is? Maybe that's what it is.
They're the people that released Sound of Freedom.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
they used to have. They started out as doing. They were. Yeah, because I mean they are. This is a Mormon company, and I mean, well, you know, the guy that Sound of Freedom is Mormon. So, or was he's basically he's been excommunicated, I think. So,
Why was he? I forgot. Why? What was he excommunicated for? What was he doing? Or what was the reason why?
well, he was basically using his supposed undercover things to help save kids that were being trafficked, which he lied all about.
Oh, really?
Where basically he was using them as ways to cheat on his wife.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
yeah. But anyways, back to Gooby.
Yeah, let's go back to Gooby. We don't need to talk about all this terrible shit, even though, like I said, probably does seem it's a bad messaging.
But anyways, like Gooby's not a good influence on anybody.
No, he's not. He eats like crap. He's not eating healthy. Oh, that's the other thing. I remind. This is a scene where they're in the kitchen alone at night in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Parents upstairs sleeping.
Yeah,
I just gotta throw that out there. And Willy is, I guess, daring Gooby to eat broccoli because it tastes gross. I like broccoli personally. I don't know. But like, and he's like, anything green tastes bad, so he eats Brussels sprouts. He starts throwing this food all around the kitchen.
Yeah.
So that's already terrible manners right there.
Well, when you and I used to hang out all the time, you know, I remember when we would go over to your place or my place and we'd go in the kitchen and just throw all the stuff out of your fridge all over the place.
It was fun. It was awesome. No. And so then Gooby's like, oh, I got a better idea. Let's make this creepier by having you, Willy, give me a pack of hot dogs, and I'm going to start throwing greasy ass pork hot dogs around the kitchen. Ugh. And you gotta wipe that shit down because the ants are going to go straight towards that.
Not to mention the like. Speaking of hot dogs, the bad narration in this movie starts out at the beginning where he's talking about the town he lives in before he moves, and he says, and it's like, this is the place that we call Hot Dog Park because there's like a hot dog vendor there.
What? Okay, but
it's like, Mom and I call it Hot Dog Park.
Why? Just because oh my god, like
just because there's a dude selling dogs there in the
awesome.
You know, I always I always call like baseball stadiums Popcorn Park because they
got come on.
Yeah.
What else would you call it? Oh my god. I mean, to be fair though, I guess if there's something like crazy enough that could happen, like for example, like every time I drive by or ride by that place on where that Trilby Diner was, where that guy was dressed up as to be fair, every time I do go past that, I do make that correlation of him like cheeseburger, burger. It's like midnight. It's guys dressed up as a hot dog trying to get like the late night customers, I guess, into the shitty Trilby Diner. And it's not that bad. I've been there a few times. It's not there anymore, but I had been there a few times. The food wasn't that horrible, but not to the point where you should be like doing promotionals at like midnight on a Tuesday.
It was like way past midnight on a Tuesday. So we're driving home from our friend's house.
Yeah.
This guy's on the corner dressed up like a hot dog yelling hamburgers.
And he's trying to steer. It would be funny if there wasn't even a guy who worked there. He just decided trying to get. Maybe it wasn't even open. Maybe they even open yet.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it just looked like a guy with a identity crisis because he's yelling hamburgers while he's dressed up like a hot dog.
He's like, he like literally, because like we had the windows down and like, so like to paint a picture, so like the it's like the diner wasn't like very, it was like a small parking lot, so it wasn't like it was like way off to the side or whatever. Like he was like kind of close to us physically,
and the diner wasn't even on the corner. It was like because I think there was like a hardware store and like an Ace Hardware, and then the diner next to it. So yeah.
And of course too, like we got stuck at a light or something, so we couldn't even keep driving by. So he's like looking at us at one point going, cheeseburger, Please just let us get out of here. I don't want to get murdered here.
And now I think it's a drugstore that closed.
Well, there you go.
Because didn't like Rite Aid buy the property and put a store up there?
That's right. I mean, they did close. I don't know if that was the same. I don't remember now.
I think that area it was tore down because that and the Ace Hardware were both tore down to make room for a Rite Aid that is now out of business because the whole company went bankrupt. So
it did. Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, that's okay. The Rite Aid that was down the street from where I live now is now a Dollar Tree.
There you go.
At least it's not empty. But anyways, back to Gooby.
Yes, back to Goobs, as I call them.
Back to the Goobs. Yeah. So basically, he's ignoring Gooby, and there's so they get in a fight, and Gooby takes off. And right. at one point, Gooby had found a picture of Willy's dad when he was a kid, standing in front of the apartment building he lived in. So Gooby, for some reason, goes off and finds the apartment building
that Will's dad grew up in.
Yeah, that Will's dad grew up in like 20 or 30 years earlier. And the place is condemned. And so he comes back and he basically kidnaps the fucking kid, takes him on this adventure through the woods.
It's windy, by the way.
So I've been watching a lot of like true crime documentaries lately. Yeah. And the two places that they find dead bodies a lot are the woods or abandoned buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just
takes them both through the woods and to an abandoned building.
Yes.
Gooby, what are you doing?
This should have been a horror film.
I bet you could like make a trailer, like, those fake trailers. Like
somebody online did already, I think.
Oh, they did? Okay.
I didn't watch it, but I think it came up when I was searching for stuff online one time. But if they didn't, I'll download the movie and make a trailer.
Yeah, there you go.
So
yeah, it's on YouTube for free, by the way. So
yeah. So yeah. Anyways, they're looking into the building for some reason. A condemned building.
Yep. Like you do.
And while they're looking through to figure out which apartment was his dad's, Willy falls through the rotting out floor. And he's hanging on to like an electrical pipe or something. And
okay, so what I understand about this, I didn't quite. To be honest, I was playing my guitar while watching like the last 20 minutes of the movie, so I was kind of like half paying attention to it. But so Gooby, he calls the house.
Yep.
And then has the dad drive over to.
Yeah, so
why isn't Gooby helping out this entire time? Why is he waiting for Will's dad to show up?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Also, he said he used Willy's cell phone to call his dad. So Willy had a cell phone.
We didn't know that.
It was never established anywhere.
No, never.
There was no check. It wasn't Chekhov's cell phone. And
no, it was not Chekhov.
And then also, I'm assuming they called the house phone and there's no caller ID on the phone there or something.
That's the other thing too, where his Will's dad like makes us stay home and don't. They might need to call you. I know 2009 wasn't like it is now, but it wasn't that long time ago. Most people still had cell phones in 2009.
Yeah.
They had to wait at home for a phone call. It's not like 1999. Like even then, there's still a lot of people who had cell phones.
I'm assuming both the mom and dad had cell phones because they were business people.
Yeah, exactly. Why you gotta wait at home for a fucking phone call? What is this, 1987? Like, I mean,
so anyway, I will say though, there is a lot of times in true crime documentaries that I've watched, and also like these cop shows that I watch a lot. Mm-hmm. When a kid is missing, they will sometimes have one of the parents stay at home in case the kid shows back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because
that wasn't their excuse, though. He's like,
no, it wasn't.
You. Yeah.
But just to be fair,
that's fine.
Be
fair to Gooby. Be fair to the goose.
The other thing, too, is that there's cops that are driving by this abandoned place and they're seeing lights inside there and stuff. Why didn't they go in to investigate?
Yeah, they're just lazy. Is what it is. They're like, just move.
Like you said, why the fuck didn't Gooby save him? Gooby was like earlier in the scene in the grocery store where an inappropriate love song was playing. He's like swinging the kid around the store, like flying him around and stuff. He's like literally Willy's like flying in the air. Basically, it's like, what's the magical logic here of Gooby? So.
And it's not one of those things where like nobody else can see him. Like they all see this.
Yeah, everybody can see Gooby.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, I guess Gooby just had to put the kid in peril for his dad to actually care. So
exactly. That's not a great story either. It's like, no, it's not. Like, oh man, I had to actually take off work for this. God.
It's like, oh no, I don't give a shit about my kid, but oh no, he might die. So now I have to care about him.
I have to kind of care a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a parent, but something tells me that I would actually care about my kid regardless. But
the one who's hanging off from a fucking rafter about to die.
Yeah, I mean,
condemned apartment building.
If it was just some random kid, I would still try to save his life.
I would save, maybe not him, but I would save like almost anyone. But
I would save Baron Trump.
I would save Baron. Even then, I would be like hesitate for like maybe half a second, but I probably still would.
No, I don't want to say it. I would save both of them because I'm a human and I care about people.
I know, blah, blah, blah. I know. You gotta be better than them.
Just clear.
Yeah, we gotta be exactly. But the thing is, so the Eugene Levy part. So he in a grocery store, he notices Gooby, and then he basically steals a camera from the store. So he's stealing from the store to take a photo.
He stole the camera later in the like Home Depot type place.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and then because this is what made him famous. Because earlier they pulled an ET where they're kind of flying over the Gooby. Okay, so Gooby made a quote car based off of drawing that appears to be Willy had drawn when he was like 6, maybe. And he's like, oh, I know this will make him happy. I'll go build his car out of random shit I found in the garage.
In the shed.
Stuff strewn all over the place. Yeah,
the garage, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it was both the garage. I don't remember. There's stuff laying all over this. So littering. So Gooby now is a litterer. That's another crime he's committed, littering. Especially when it comes to like oil and car part shit. That's an eyesore and other dangers. And so he decides, oh no. So at first it looks like it's not going to move. And so Will's like, oh, well, did you oil for the shocks? He goes, yeah, I used the whole can. With the whole can. And then that's, of course, when the car starts flying down the hill.
Yeah.
And at one point it does like the whole ramp thing. And then, of course, the car jumps over traffic and all these people who are doing their normal day routine. They stop doing their day routine because they see something interesting for like 2 seconds of their monotonous day of mediocrity. And then Eugene Levy's, by the way, I forgot to mention Eugene Levy's character is named like Mr. Nerdmeyer or some shit like that.
Nerdlinger.
Yeah, Nerdlinger. It's like, come on. Like, so there's that obvious little, you get it, he's a nerd. And then, so he got the idea like, oh, I want to be famous. This might be my ticket to be famous. So he recognizes Gooby after he
was honestly the most pointless character in this movie, but
he was funny. He was the only one entertaining in this movie.
I don't know
how angry he is about not being famous. Like
it kind of felt like Eugene Levy was phoning it in though, but.
Yeah, but Eugene Levy phoning it in is like all these other characters putting in their best foot forward to combine. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, this is the guy that was in Waiting for Guffman, Mighty Wind, Schitt's Creek. I mean, just like
American Pie. Yeah.
American Pie, almost all the American Pies.
The only one he wasn't in was Girls Rule.
Yeah, that was the one I kind of wish he wouldn't be in. Actually, I did not like that movie. Of course, that's our best episode. Our best.
It's our highest rated episode of this podcast is American Pie Girls Rules.
Are we getting like 1 million at this point, collective? Because we have different uploads. At the
yeah, I think we're at least 1 million listens to that episode long. Yeah.
But that was the one that got us going. I don't know.
But anyways, towards the end of the movie there, though, when Mr. Dandridge comes and saves Willy, and
frees Willy.
He frees Willy. No, to free Willy would have been earlier in the movie if somebody would have came along and just killed Gooby. But so the anyways, Gooby he meets Gooby there. And he doesn't even really react like freaked out. It's like, oh yeah, hey, there's this big Fozzie the Bear looking thing, and I'm gonna. It's just
like no one freaks out about this thing. Like, yeah, well, they just think it's normal.
Yeah, and so he basically reminds him of how when he was a child, he and his father never spent enough time together and shit. So he doesn't want to like repeat what his dad did.
There's an easier way to do that than.
Then they decide to like, stop working so much and focus on Willy more. Yeah. And so they're going to build a playhouse in the backyard. And while they're there, Gooby's running off doing his all Gooby thing. And, being like the worst thing ever. And not helping in any way. Mr. Nerdlinger is trying to take pictures and shit, and then gets stuck on a forklift.
Yeah.
Yep.
The very end though was creepy because
but at the end of this part here though, they're but so Gooby's is off in these stacks of wood or whatever, and then he sees this little girl with her parents ignoring her, and so he convinces Willy to basically give him to her. And it's like, okay, this is your curse now. And like, good, he's out of my life. I'm going to give this random blonde-headed girl. But
she's like, thank you. It's like, you have no idea.
I know later her name was Alice, and the whole thing, she thinks, okay.
No. Yeah.
But so she's cursed with him. But then randomly in the credits after this, Gooby's back to being 6 feet tall, and he's dancing in an alley where Eugene Levy is like watching him.
So just like let that sentence. Gooby is dancing, letting the teacher. How do I phrase this?
Yeah.
Here, I want to make sure I get it right. Let me load up what I actually wrote because I can't paraphrase it. It's got to be the way I wrote it. I said, I guess Gooby let the teacher take a bunch of pictures of him in the back alley. I hate everything about that sentence.
Yes. And the Gooby's performing some stupid song, and
it's like he just like, I don't know what he's
dancing with a broken umbrella and shit. It's just like
a Music Man type dance. Yeah. I think he was trying to do. I don't know. And then, what a movie. That's great.
So, there are 4 critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to read the quotes that they have for these reviews.
Good. Do it, please.
Bill Gibron from Pop Matters, and this is in 2010, he gave this a 1 out of 5.
Ooh.
He says, if being innocuous were a crime, Gooby would cause Canada to reinstate the death penalty pronto.
Wow. That's harsh.
So David Cornelius from DVDtalk.com said, he gave a 1 out of 5 as well. He said,
boy.
this should be, by all accounts, a horror movie. It is instead a Canadian family comedy. So, same difference.
Preach. Exactly.
Jason Anderson. There's 5 reviews. Sorry. Jason Anderson gave it a 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4 stars.
How is that even? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
That's the dumbest thing you should ever do.
This thing says its lack of a compelling storyline and over reliance on so-so slapstick will limit its appeal to easily distracted preschoolers.
Even then, I don't think. Well,
no.
Now
he said it'll limit their appeal, so he doesn't think it's gonna.
He doesn't think. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Okay. Avi Offer from NYC Movie Guru gave it a 6 out of 10.
Ooh, how? Why? These are too high numbers.
Entertaining for kids while slightly corny. I don't know if
yeah.
And silly for adults, but it's often harmless, big-hearted, and filled with inspirational messages about friendship, hope, and the importance of family, which everyone, young and old, can appreciate.
No, it's not harmless. It's not harmless at all.
It's setting up kids to be abducted by people.
Gooby's put Willy's life in danger so many times in this movie. It's all played. It's, again, just like with the corny films or movies, it's all played for laughs. No, these should be serious matters that you should actually care about. Like, you should care about a child who feels left alone by his parents, neglected. He needs companionship. He needs a human being who is a safe person, not a monster-looking dude who lives in a shed.
And if your 11-year-old kid is talking to a 6-foot-tall bear, I don't know. But then again, it could be a full-grown adult talking to a 6-foot rabbit, like in Harvey. But that's a better play in movie than.
It's okay. That gets a pass. Good. But
So like the last review they have here on Rotten Tomatoes is Louis Lockerbie from the Kansas City Star. 1 out of 4. Instead of inspiring children to be brave and loving, it will most likely send them cowering under the covers in terror. They've already got Chucky movies for that. So
I mean, I wouldn't say it's scary, but I
think little children would be. That's the. I mean,
really little ones.
It's like the audience that they're marketing this to seems to be like children that are like 6 or 7 years old, and this is like
true. It does.
And yeah, I think this movie would have given me nightmares. But then again, when I was about that age, I watched shit that was scarier than this. So,
but I remember one time I was watching The Watchers when I was like 12. The final Watchers movie, not the first one.
My niece's favorite movie when she was a little girl was Lost Boys. So,
wow.
Yeah. Anyways, any other thoughts about Gooby?
Oh, no.
That's a weird sentence to say too. Any other thoughts about Gooby? But
no.
So yeah. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed our review of Gooby.
The Goobs.
Yes. Be sure to go to all2real2.com and check out our social media links there. Also, we have links to our TeePublic where you can buy some merchandise. Maybe we'll create a Gooby t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Can buy that. We got some cool ones there. You can go to our Patreon and become a member. Just become a member, folks. I think you can do it for free. I got to double check, but I'll make sure that you can. You can do it for free, but I would prefer that you pay money. Just do it up. Give us a 5-star review wherever you can. Also share the show with your friends.
Yeah.
Talk to your teddy bear, and
sure,
if it comes to life, make it listen to our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It'll give it something to do in the shed you'd leave it in all day while you're at school. And just remember that trans lives are human lives.
Yeah.
No human is illegal.
True.
Free Palestine. Fuck the oligarchy.
Yeah.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Be different. Be yourself. And I love you. Goob it up. Sesame loves you.
Yep.
And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.